So, boom! Listen! What are we saying, guys? No Premier League, no football. So, sad situation. When you think about it, you know what I mean? No football is dire. It's like, ugh. What do we talk about? What can we? There's only so much Trent we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? Poor Trent. How much Trent are we going to talk about? Oh, what? I was looking for my links on my Instagram, but I can't log in on here for some reason. But what is popped up in today's news? Well, obviously we've got the same old Trent Alexander, still hot topic. But I was like, how much more Trent am I really going to talk about? I mean, there's a nice clip from Gabby up on the horse saying that who is Carragher to tell Trent what to do? He's clocked it. He's done everything more than what Carragher done. Might I add? So, do you know what I mean? Like, what's sort of kerfuffle about? Why is Carragher moving like that? Sorry, guys, if you could hear that scratching the old beard. That's just, those are my qualms. Those are my questions. These are things that I need answers for. I'm not pressed by them, but yeah, that's what I need answers for, really. Like, why is Carragher doing this? Why are you moving like that for, bro? Oh, excellent. My links are all lined up. I've got to send my CV off, basically. Ooh. Shouldn't say it too loud on here. In fact, I will not continue. But yeah, what we saying, the Premier League, it's not even Premier League, it's bloody FA Cup first. I mean, I spoke about this yesterday, really. There's not much to speak about, guys. What are we speaking about? I'm watching One Punch Man. Anyone else out there watching One Punch Man? One Punch Man is fucking fantastic. I can't believe there's only 2 seasons. Sure. How many seasons of One Punch Man is there? Let me check. One Punch Man. One Punch Man. One Punch Man. There is a season 3, but it's not on Netflix. What's going on? Hold on. Wait a minute. Is One Punch? Oh no, here we go. One Punch Man season 3 premieres in October 2025 after 6-year wait, with JC staff returning as animators. New and returning talent included Shinjiro Kuroda as character design. Why was there a break? Jordan, what are you saying? One Punch Man. Why was there a break in One Punch Man? Can someone explain? One Punch, I can't even say it properly. One Punch Man. It's like a tongue twister. One Punch Man's first trailer in 6 years. Here it is. Why was there a 6-year break? Can someone explain? I can't believe I've just found a new episode and they're telling me there's a 6-year break. Or Willy Bomber Clark, Ross Clark, 6 class, Bomber Clark, eggs. Steven! Let me see the trailer. There's a trailer for it, yeah? Actually, let me not watch this. So I don't want to see if Janero's done and dusted, because I like Janero. Janero's hard. He's hard. I don't watch none of that. Why not Jordan, bruv? Watch One Punch Man. Watch Baki Hana. What else was I watching before that? And Incredibles. Watch Incredibles, bruv. You got 3 seasons of Incredibles to Bomber Clark, Ross Clark, 6 class, Bomber Clark, Ross Clark, X. What you say, Nicholas Brown? You good, baby? Do you watch One Punch Man? Fantastic show. I mean, there's not really much to talk about in the world of football. Zubimendi might be going to Real Madrid. Ooh, jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Trust Arsenal. After we all ran with it as well. And we all thought he was coming. Now Real Madrid are coming and swoops underneath our eyes. Saw a clip of someone saying that Ramsey could have been Arsenal's best ever midfielder had he stayed fit. Got me thinking how good he was with scoring big goals in his pomp. Excellent, Nicholas. That's an excellent discussion. For me, I was at, I think it was Cheltenham, one of them horse racing things with my brethren. And this is when Paul Pogba just signed for United. And I said that Ramsey is better than Paul Pogba. Obviously, everyone laughed because of the PR around Paul Pogba. And PR wasn't a thing back then. No one was using the term PR, but to PR is actually perfect. So, yeah, Ramsey was a bad man. Absolute bad. Could he have been our best midfielder? We're talking about the Emirates area. We're not talking about Arsenal ever, because that's Patrick Vieira, still hands down. But no, you know what? Jack Wilshere would have been the best if he'd stayed fit. Jack Wilshere, you know what? Abu Diaby would have been the best if he'd stayed fit. Not Ramsey. It would have been Diaby. But if they'd all stayed fit, it would have been ridiculous. And we could have argued for all three of them being the best. And it would have been, if all three of them had stayed fit, it would have been crazy. Ramsey, Jack, and Diaby would have been absolute fucking fireballs, bruv. And Santi Cazorla, because he would have fit him, he would have stuck him in the middle in the end and allowed Abu to do, I don't know what Abu would have done. Abu would have been doing a madness. Absolutely. But Ramsey was fantastic. There was one season, I think he got 15 goals. He might have been our top goal scorer. It was something crazy like that. He was fantastic. I remember saying to our top gooner, and me and the top gooner were in agreement with each other, was that he's like Zidane. This guy could be Zidane. We was calling him Zidane. He was just doing things. He just moved on to another level because he'd stayed fit. I think this was after the leg break, to be fair, and he stayed fit for a period. And it was just like, oh wow. It's like not just the work rate, his technical ability is also good. It's of a high level. Remember that goal against Galatasaray? That goal against Galatasaray was fogging. I remember I was eating a sandwich. It was a toasty. I was eating a toasty, and it was a ham and cheese one again. And I just couldn't believe what I seen. The way man licked it. He licked it. It was clean. Like an arrow. Like, pong. He was on a madness. A midfield that could have been Ramsey, Diaby, and Wilshere would have been fucking ridiculous, man. The tenacity of all, because all three of them had tenacity. All three of them were very dogged players. All three of them had technical ability. All three of them could dribble and drive with the ball. All three of them could, I guess, somewhat tackle, but Diaby would have been cleaning up. Just, man. Because I don't know what Wenger would have done with Jack. I don't know if Jack would have been Pirlo, would he have gone further forward? I don't know. Like the world was your oyster, and he was left-footed, so it was balanced. So you had the left foot of Jack, the right foot of Rambo, the ambidextrous of Abu Diaby. Man, listen, we're forgetting Rosicky as well because he was also a bad man, and he was actually Robert Pires' replacement. However, he just kept on getting injured. And when I think about it now, the way football was changing, he could have played as the number 10 or as a number 8, the new number 8 that we see now. Not so much box to box. He would have been box to box still, but lightweight. And I don't mean he had to get in there with a tackle because that's what your number 6 should be doing. But yeah, Rosicky was actually wicked, but always injured. But I realized his importance when he got older and he didn't shoot as much, but he had his ball retention was crazy. Who was the donkey that broke Rambo's leg? Shaw, wasn't it? Not Luke Shaw. I'm sure it began with an S. Can't remember the man's name. Stockwell or something, and didn't Wanker try? They all tried to make jokes. Trust me, they all tried. Jack Wilshere would have eventually left foot. No way, Jordan. Shaw, Cross, that's it. I didn't see. I told you it was with S. Told you it was with bloody S, but no way, Jordan. No way would he have left for a Manchester club because we would have been winning trophies, bro. And that's what it would have been at the Emirates era. We would have been winning league titles. No one would have left. There's no reason to leave Arsenal if Arsenal's winning trophies. I'll put it that way. Now, the way we are now, the way the club is built, the stadium and all that, there's no reason to leave Arsenal if Arsenal winning 2 Premier Leagues in 3 seasons and 4 FA Cups and 1 Champions Leagues and this, that, and that. There's no reason. We're basically Real Madrid. Arsenal have got the makings to be the Real Madrid of England, but it's just We just ain't flexing, bruv. We don't flex. We don't flex. We don't flex enough. When Ben White comes back, does Timber replace Skelly at left back? For me, maybe, and maybe put Skelly in midfield for me, because that's where we're light for me. But I don't know because no, I don't know. Because Partey needs to play. Partey needs to play. But Skelly is he's different level. He's actually he might not be different level ability wise, but his attitude brings his ability up. So he's for me. Yeah. Well. Is Arsenal guaranteed a major trophy by 2030? Yes, we will. We will be. But what are you saying, Jay? But you would not have had no strikers those times with that midfield. Why'd you say that? Wenger would always have a striker, bro. Wenger is not a no strike. Wenger always has a striker. Always. And the questions for the defense. What about it, Jordan? I'm sure we would have sorted the defense out eventually. It would have happened. Who's the best young prospect you've seen at Arsenal? I don't know if it's nostalgia, but there's always something different about Does Nicolas Anelka count? Does Nicolas Anelka count, or does it have to be one of our own? If it's one of our own, then I've got to give it to Jack Wilshere in terms of talent. But in terms of actually fulfillment, it has to be Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole was fucking sorry guys, was fucking amazing. Arteta has nowhere to hide next season. We should be looking at Ancelotti as he died from this summer. Ancelotti, no. I would love Ancelotti 5 years ago, but we need a long-term manager. Ancelotti is going to be done in the next 2-3 years. That retired probably. It never did, though, because we had to sort out the midfield, Jordan. That's why. Throw Anelka or Fabregas. Yeah, Anelka, Fabregas. In terms of ones that we've bought and come through, those have been the best two. Does Van Persie count? No, it doesn't. It was too old. It was about 18 when we got Van Persie. And then I'd say Jack. For me, Adams was already established by the time I was an old boy. Wenger, with that talent in midfield, always had holes somewhere in the defence. Needed sorting. You had because we didn't have the money, bruv, and then the players were injured. We didn't have the money to go and buy the top, so he had to develop, and it was harder for him to get the talent that he was finding on the cheap was now costing 7 million, and everyone else was could outbid us. Like even Hazard was he found Hazard years before everyone. He wanted Hazard. And that's why we got Jorginho, was to be the Hazard and Jorginho show, because them two were killing it in France, and Wenger wanted Hazard but couldn't get him, so we had to get Jorginho instead, because Chelsea come with a 7 million buff to the agent, and the rest was history. But hey, you had a defense, no strikers. That's Arsenal, baby. That Chris, do you think you guys beat Madrid? I think. What are you saying, Jay? Jay Spurs. Depends on what Madrid turns up, innit? If it was the Madrid that faced Liverpool, then we can beat them. But if it's the Madrid that's in the business end of this thing and loves this thing, and I think we can beat them, though. I actually think we can beat them. I think Arteta is going to shock everyone with the tactics, as in how pragmatic he can be and how stingent he can be, and it's really going to. I think it's going to work. Who was a better striker overall, Anelka or Wright? What do you prefer? Twix or Crunchy? What do you prefer? Ferrari, Lamborghini? Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Because Anelka never fulfilled what we thought he could achieve. Ian Wright was he got discovered late and got Wenger late. Different upbringing. I think Ian Wright was a better player was Anelka. Anelka was the better player. The better striker, that finisher, I might have been righty, but I know, you know what? I don't know, because I see some clips of Anelka the other day, I know he only got 17 goals in his first full seasons, but cool, blimey, he was something else, man. And I just think that what he could have been a monster. He could have been an absolute monster, Nicholas Anelka. It's such a shame. I just think that's such a shame, man. Like, he didn't fulfill, and that's why we're fortunate to see people like Messi who actually fulfill their talent. Like, we didn't get to see the true Michael Owen, didn't get to see the true Theo Walcott. Do you know what I mean? Oxlade-Chamberlains, Jack Wilshere's. It's a damn shame, absolute damn shame. And these are just some of the players. I'm being biased. I'm naming off Arsenal players, but there's some players from other clubs as well that must have that. You hope you beat me, Jordan. You stay at a big man talk, Jordan. This is for the big boys. Jordan says, Anelka was dangerous, boy. I'm telling you, it's different gravy. I'm not sure you guys can keep out Mbappe. I think we can. I think Saliba's got him in the pocket, bruv. You're a Twix man, I see, Jordan. How many Easter eggs have you, man, had so far? I've had plenty, bruv. Madrid attacks too much for defense. No. You're gonna see some beautiful tactics from Arteta. Chris, you man need to do an EP of top 5 English strikers. And hey, we do need to do an episode on the top 5 English strikers, not strikers that are played in England. English strikers, yeah. I'll give you my ones off the top of my head. So it has to be Alan Shearer, number 1. And then for my biasness, it's got to be Ian Wright, number 2. And then it's got to be Robbie Fowler for me. Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney. That's my 5. That is my 5. Harry Kane will be 6th. Les Ferdinand, Teddy Sheringham, Andy Cole. I don't know, Andy Cole might be a better finisher he might have scored more goals than Sheringham. I just feel that Sheringham was like a poor man's Dennis Bergkamp. He could do things that other strikers couldn't do. But that's my one. That's what I'm saying with. They even got Rodrigo's pants, bruv. Don't talk to me about Rodrigo. Don't talk to me about Rooney, bruv. We're going to handle these, man. I'd say Rooney, Kane, Wrighty, Shearer, Fowler. Yeah, you see, I go Shearer. From that, just your list. Shearer, Wrighty second, Fowler third. Because Fowler was actually, but that's the thing. Fowler, and this is why maybe it's a bit harsh on Harry Kane, because I'm talking about peak, these players at their peak. But because Robbie Fowler at his peak, Michael Owen at their peak were dangerous, man. Like the pace of Michael Owen. Actually, yeah, because they're playing on a harder time, yeah. Forget, that's what I'm saying. Harry Kane definitely 5th. Right, and look how old he was. Do you know what I mean? 27 years old, 28 years old, I think it was when he came to Arsenal. And he managed to score that many goals and not necessarily in great Arsenal teams. He didn't get great till Wenger was there, and he only had a season and a half. Do you know what I'm saying? So imagine if he was with Wenger from early, because he said he wished he had Wenger from early. Imagine if Wenger was there 2 years earlier with Ian Wright. Blimey. He'd have had 2 golden boots back to back. I genuinely hope Gabriel scores a header against Madrid. Sergio Ramos style. It'd be beautiful. What did Jordan say? Scores 2. Oh, scores 2. Why are you dissing? LOL. I said hope you beat Madrid. Did you? I genuinely hope. Oh, yeah, you did. Owen, Shearer, Kane, Fowler, Rooney. Rooney was probably one of the most talented, but as a striker, he was the most talented. And as a striker, he was also amazing. But Fergie didn't deploy him there. And he was just a killer of a finisher. Because Wayne Rooney was in that Cole Palmer's in the same mold as Wayne Rooney, minus the aggression. Like, the man don't think. And Rooney didn't even think. All he thought about was, I know what I can do on the ball. I'm an absolute monster. And I'll play it anywhere because I've got work rate too. Rooney had everything, bro. He had left foot, right foot, heading ability, agility, he had skill, he had pace, he had strength. He had ability on the ball. He had techers. He could drop deep. He could be a number 10. He could do everything. You could play Wayne Rooney right back, and he would have a fantastic game. Like, he's just, man. Like a Chris, you would take Rodrigo at Arsenal in a heartbeat. No, I wouldn't, because where's he going to play? Over Saka, no chance. Young Anelka, young Owen, or young Rooney. It's tough. Owen's out of the equation, even though I had him, I think, higher than Wazza, which is stupid again. It's never making sense. Because Wayne Rooney's ability was out of all of them, he might have had the best ability. But Anelka had the most ability. Even it's weird. It's just weird. It's weird. It's hard to explain. Yeah, Fergie was moving like he wanted to turn him into a more workhorse Scholes. No, I just think Fergie fell in love, and Fergie does this. When he falls in love with a man, that's it. So he fell in love with Ronald, and it was all gears towards Ronald. That's my new Eric Cantona, and then I shun Wazza, and that's what happened. And even when he brought in Van Persie, it's weird because Rooney was, I think he was second top goal scorer or something the season before with like 28 goals or something, like one behind Drogba. And then he still goes and buys. I know I'm lying. Van Persie was a top goal scorer, but Rooney had something like 25 goals. And then he brings in Van Persie. It was just, that was crazy. But Van Persie, ability-wise, he could have been the world's greatest if he was never injured. Rodrigo, left wing. Okay, yeah, I'll take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, he can play left wing, but I don't think he's best as left wing, is he? A lot of people do remember second striker's goals. No, Jordan. Kanu was very underrated. I watched a clip of Kanu today. Him and Henry. Man, I used to love Kanu. When I realized Kanu was like a Bergkamp light Nigerian version, because he had more of a languid style. And there's more elasticity in his style as well. So it didn't come across as smooth as Bergkamp, but it was very sexy indeed. The finish was very sexy, like his finishing touches of like whether it's a pass or a goal. And Kanu was a bad man. He was a bad man. Arsenal would win the league with Kanu today. Rooney was so selfless. For one season, he played up top on his own. He scored 27 and RVP 30. Then they got RV. That's what I'm saying. That's the levels of RVP, bro. And RVP could do things that. It's weird. Like I'm saying, Wayne Rooney was generational, this and that. But at the same time, Van Persie was better. But Van Persie could have been generational, if you know what I mean. If Van Persie was fit for 7 seasons at Arsenal, he would have been a bad man. And we wouldn't even be talking about Henry, I don't think. That's how highly I rated Van Persie. Some of them goals he scored, like the left footed, man. The ingenuity of his goals. This guy had variety and he's clinical. He was just clinical, bro. He kept Rooney as a second striker with Rude, with Saha, with Hernandez, Berbatov. And the Berbatov one's weird because Berbatov's probably more of the second striker than anyone. But again, Berbatov, very, very talented. Arsenal again would win the league with Berbatov, very talented. RVP better than Rude. Van Nistelrooy, yeah, in my opinion, as a player, as a straight out, right out baller, 100%. 100%. In terms of, even as a striker, I'm not having it. Van Persie was a bad man. Absolute bad man. Anyway, you look, I've got to send off this CV. I'm over and out, and I will see you, man, tomorrow. It's been a nice conversation. Hopefully, the Premier League comes back quick and soon. Oh. Love you, man. Love.